All right. It is Tuesday, a rare special Tuesday where we're joined by the incomparable Joy Behar. Hello.
Hello.
Jimmy Fallon on the show today, fueled with caffeine and good feelings and energy.
He must have had one of those energy drinks where they put kale into everything. Why do people put kale into a smoothie? It's supposed to be sweet with strawberries and protein powder, and now comes this like negative vegetable.
You are asking the wrong person. I've never ingested kale of any kind.
But I mean, I'd like to know from your listeners,
yes,
whether you taste the kale before I even experiment with it.
I don't know.
I'm not getting enough vegetables.
All right, if you can get a smoothie recipe, please drop it in the comments. I think we'd like to take a look.
Well, I need one that has a lot of something for every, because I don't eat enough fruit or vegetables every
Sure.
day. So somebody said just do it in the smoothie in the morning, and that's the end for the day. Is that true?
I'm not really a smoothie guy, but I'll try it.
Well, it's easy in the morning, because what are you going to do in the morning?
I get a bar usually. I get one of those bars on the way
Yeah,
out.
you know, it's not enough. You need to eat eggs in the morning, and I basically hate eggs.
Well, who could afford eggs, Joy? You know. All right, so but let's talk more about Jimmy Fallon, because we were saying this off camera. Jimmy Fallon is a great talk show guest. I have found in my years that the best talk show guests are talk show hosts.
Well, because talk show hosts know how to do it, basically.
Right.
That they understand the clock, for one thing.
Yeah, which
They know
many,
you.
Yeah,
What?
many of my hosts do not understand the clock.
Yeah.
But yes.
They kind of know you have to fill a lot of air, keep talking for 3 minutes.
And
or
they know
so.
what's a good story and what just doesn't go anywhere.
That's right.
That's the
Well, the
trouble.
best ones are comedians, also.
Right.
So what do you got there in notes? Give me something here.
All right, let's see what we got. So
Besides Jimmy Fallon, I have nothing on that.
I love Jimmy Fallon.
I do too, but he did all the talking, and that was the end of
You
it.
emailed him. You got his email address. He invited you to be on the Tonight Show. That's exciting.
Yeah.
You got
no,
to do
I
that.
have everybody's email address.
Yeah?
I have everybody.
Who's the biggest email address you have on your phone? Who's the biggest star?
I think Robert De Niro.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, you betcha.
That's a good one. That's better than. Well, let's see. Who do I have? I got Letterman. That's a big one for me.
Well, De Niro is bigger than Letterman.
Yeah, I guess so.
Who else?
Who else do I have?
I have Al Sharpton.
I have Oprah. Oprah's pretty big.
Oprah. All right.
That puts me up there.
You have her cell phone number?
I do, because we had to. I was doing an interview with Lindsay Lohan, and she needed to call Oprah in the interview, so I had to make the phone call. So I
see.
have it.
So you got it like that. See, I have all these numbers.
Yeah, these people actually care. They gave it to you.
me,
Yeah,
right?
no, I just pick them up on the side. Like I grabbed Jimmy Fallon's email today from you. I have all these things.
Did you really?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You mean when you were going through my phone, you picked up a couple of my numbers?
No, you went through the phone and you showed me his email address, and it's a memorable email address, and it's in my head now.
Yeah, but I have his cell phone number.
Yes, you do. I don't have a cell phone.
All right.
All right. I'm not going to call him. I just
my
like to know
God,
I could.
This is going nowhere.
I think it's entertaining. What do you guys think?
They'll
50-50.
say anything. They'll say anything. But they work for you. What are they going to do? Say you're boring?
I mean, you work for me, and you say I'm boring. It doesn't
I don't
stop
work for you.
You technically do.
I told Bill DeGetti also, no one is my boss here. I'm an independent operator.
Was that before or after you got fired?
Before I got fired?
Yes, that you told Bill Getty
Probably
you didn't
before.
work for him.
Probably before.
All right, let's go. Former President Biden and Dr. Jill Biden were last here with us on Thursday for an exclusive interview, and I've been talking to the hosts about what their takeaways from it were. How did you feel it went? Because it's interesting, after the interview, you read everything. Some people thought he was great. Some people thought he seemed like he was trailing off and didn't know what he was talking about, which is crazy to me. But
You know, the guy is a stutterer.
yeah,
I wish people would take that into consideration when he halts his speech or when he's trying to remember something. He's a stutterer.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with how smart he is or what kind of a president. That's why I backed him up, and they keep saying he was this, he was that. I don't know. He seemed. I'd rather have him right now with his halting speech and whatever else he's doing and his stutter than this guy.
all right. Former President.
By the way,
yes.
he said to me off camera,
Oh, I want to hear.
"Whatever you need, Joy, don't hesitate to call me."
Ooh,
Now, I don't have his phone number. Do you?
no, I don't.
I could call him, I think, and he would pick up the phone and help me. But I'm trying to think, why would I need him for anything? I'm not running for office.
No, and he's out of power at the moment. But
I know, you know.
yeah. Well, you never know. You never know. He might have something.
And Governor Pritzker would like me to get in touch with him also.
So this is interesting. I've noticed this. We had Wes Moore on. We had Governor Pritzker on.
Yeah.
When we have these Democrats come on the show that are potentials for the next race,
Yeah.
you fall in love easily. You're, as my wife likes to say, easily wooed. I feel like you spend 5 minutes with these guys.
Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
They fall in love with me.
Oh, it goes both ways.
Yes, because I champion their what's the word I'm looking for? I champion
Platform?
their ambition.
Their ambition.
I want them to run.
I've noticed that when they walk off, you kind of think like, that's the guy. This is the one.
Well, yes, I would listen. I would be happy with Pritzker. I would be happy with Wes Moore. I would be happy with Andy Bashir. I would be happy with Josh Shapiro.
We got another one, Rahm Emanuel tomorrow.
Rahm Emanuel. I would be happy with any of those. I think they're all very smart. I think that they're good Democrats, and I think the country would benefit from them. But I also would like, a woman to be running, but I don't know if this country can handle a woman. They already rejected 2 women who were highly, highly, highly qualified.
I just think you fall in and out of love quickly with people, and I've seen this before. You were infatuated with Bernie Sanders for a season.
Love Bernie.
Yes.
I still love Bernie.
So I think what we need to do is...
I named my dog after Bernie.
I know. Whose idea was that? So I think what we need to do...
Again, with the credit for naming the dog.
The credit for naming the dog.
Oh, my God.
So I think what we need to do is, on The View, we should have Joy Behar's dating game, and we put up Pritzker, we put up Wes Moore, Bachelor number 1, Bachelor number 2. You ask them questions about their platforms, and then you make a decision.
I think that's a very good idea. How are you going to get them all here at once?
We'll trick them. We'll tell them they're all here by themselves. It'll be fine. I'm excited about this. All right, let's talk about what happened at the end of our interview with the Bidens.
Oh, what happened?
You plugged your play in front of the Bidens.
So
it's a little awkward, but it was all right.
I didn't think so. I thought they were very into it. They wanted to come. They were very nice.
All right. Are they going to come?
I learned from Barbara Walters the art of plugging.
I know you did.
She used to plug 2020 5 times a week.
Yeah.
And I learned from that.
You did it with Jimmy Fallon today, too. You got your play in there,
because
too.
Whoopi did that. I didn't do that.
You dropped the website.
Well, because how else are they going to get tickets?
I don't know.
The truth of the situation is that the show is closing May 18th.
That's why I find it so funny.
But it is going on the road.
Right.
This summer, I'm going to probably have to go to London to see what we're going to do it in London, too. Mm-hmm. And it's going around the United States. We've gotten many offers from all over the country.
Yeah, it's a huge hit. It's exciting.
It is. And it's not that hard to produce. That's why people like it, too.
All right. So
a bunch of women standing and talking.
Right. And being funny and interesting.
Of course.
Yeah. I don't want you to undersell it here.
The content is great.
It's more than just women standing around.
I know, but there's no set.
Right.
There's no set, and you don't have to even memorize stuff because they're telling stories and they have a script.
If you do it in London, will they be American actresses or will they be like British accents?
I think that I would probably be in it in the first, like for a week or something, and then they'll turn it over to Judi Dench, my doppelganger.
Judi Dench would be great. Yeah, I think that'd be good.
And Whoopi she said she might even come with us.
Yeah, Whoopi enjoys London. Yeah,
I know she does. She loves them. They love her. That's why she loves them. It's all mutual stuff.
Sure, sure. All right, we also had on the show last week Star Jones, who was here as she often comes back. The originals come back from time to time.
The OGs, as they call us.
And she said something interesting. She said, "You're always all View hosts are allowed to talk about each other, but if someone else tries to say something negative, you protect each other." Do you agree that there's kind of like a sisterhood of View hosts? Not that you all get along and are best friends, but I do feel like it's something that nobody understands unless you've done this job.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, if someone starts to attack, one of us,
yes,
I will defend.
You'll circle the wagons. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's. This is the family. Never talk outside the family.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
The Godfather. Is that how the line goes?
It's never speak against the family or never talk outside the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he talked in front of Barzini.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was a mistake. That's where it all fell apart.
It's one thing for us to have their own critiques.
Yes.
Amongst ourselves, but then
and Lord knows we have them.
I know, but this group doesn't fight a lot. This group is very, very amiable with each other. I've been here many years now, and I know a lot of different groups. This group is the least. What's the word I'm looking for? And they have the least animosity.
Yeah, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Because some years they've been bad.
Yeah, I can't imagine what you're talking about. All right, Star also said that right before she presented the Best Talk Show Award at last year's Daytime Emmys, she got a text from you. Do you remember what you texted her?
No.
Yeah, of course. You congratulated Jimmy Kimmel. No, you texted her. You said, no matter what happens, just say our name anyway.
Is that what I wrote?
Yes. And it drove us crazy because we didn't know that you did that. She was presenting our category, and right before she opened the envelope, she looked at it, and she winked at our table. And we thought we won, and we didn't win.
We didn't win.
No, we didn't win.
I wasn't there.
No, you weren't there. You
No,
didn't.
no.
You don't get out of bed for an award.
No.
Yeah.
Unless I think I'm going to win.
Right, exactly.
Well, my show, My First Ex-Husband,
yes,
is nominated for the Theater Alliance Award. We'll
Congratulations.
See if we win.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will you be going to that award?
If we win, if we have a chance of winning and there's an event, I might.
Do you know who you're up against?
Yeah, that one about, I don't know, I can't think of them right now.
All right, but it's not like Hamilton or anything. You got a shot.
No,
okay.
It's off Broadway.
All right, great.
Hamilton is on Broadway.
I'm familiar, yeah. All right, we had stars from The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives with us today.
Oh, yeah.
You seemed interested in this.
Well, because we were talking about this one Taylor who was swinging.
Yeah, soft swinging.
Soft swinging, which means everything but the big deal at the end, which is what people do to produce children.
Yes.
This is the soft swinging, which you get to every part but that.
Right.
And Layla told me that the two of them, Taylor and her husband, split up and did swinging separately, and that's what caused the divorce.
Oh, okay. So, in your opinion, you've been doing this for a while, is swinging ever a good idea in a relationship? Is it possible to people to do this to spice it up and then return to their normal lives?
The thought of it is so nauseating to me.
Yeah.
First of all, you know what I always say. For a man to see me naked, I have to be in his will.
Sure.
Okay. So it's one thing who's seen me naked for years is to see me. Now, if some new guy has to see me naked?
Yeah.
No.
Not for you.
No. Even a menage a trois does not interest me.
I have one friend who will remain nameless that I knew for a very long time.
What are you, Trump now?
No.
Somebody who's taken the fat shot?
Taking the fat shot. No, a lovely, lovely friend that was very straight-laced and then one day became polyamorous and is now living that lifestyle and has a relationship with her primary and various secondaries.
You know this person?
Yeah, very well.
I always think polyamorous sounds like you're having sex with a bird.
Yeah.
Like autoerotica.
Yes.
You have sex in the car. That was one of the things I used to really enjoy in the old days.
Autoerotica?
Yeah. I mean, I had a Peugeot. My first ex-husband and I, we had the Peugeot. We used to get it on in the Peugeot.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Did I tell you I ran into him the other day?
You did. You've brought him up a lot. Actually, I did see this in the comments. People mentioned that you've mentioned your ex-husband so often, they're wondering if you have lingering feelings.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm just friends with him.
Yes.
And we're
But
fine.
you're thinking about having sex in a car with him. I mean, it's...
my ex, both my husbands, very, very smart.
Yes.
I don't like a dumb guy.
Right.
And they both were thin when I met them, too. I like a skinny guy, reminds me of my father. You know, people marry their fathers.
I have to ask, are they not skinny now? Because you kind of said they were thin when I met them.
He's older now, but
he's
he's very tall. My grandson was built like him, tall and skinny with long legs.
Yeah.
And so that's the one thing. But they're both very, very intelligent. And Joy Behar is very political also.
Right.
And we were discussing whether it was worse now in the politics or when we were kids and he was being drafted to go to Vietnam.
Yeah.
And he said all those dead boys in those days made it much worse then. So he thinks it was worse then. But right now, the Constitution is up for grabs in a certain way. So it might be worse now. I'm not sure.
It recently went viral.
But the boys are not being drafted right now.
No, on TikTok, they recently were showing some of the broadcasts of the draft order. And people were talking about what it must have been like just to see those birthdays go up and sit and watch it. And then they actually have a website where you can check to see if you would have gotten drafted based on your birthday and that.
I see.
And that thing, I missed it.
Well, Steve, my president husband, he went into the National Guard, and he always had long hair, so we had to put it under a hat or something. It was weird, but I mean, the thing about Trump, he was elected basically because he's anti-war. He criticized Bush very much because of the war in Iraq. And I don't think he would go into a war particularly, but his policies could get us in a war. Like the economy, if it really goes berserk, that could lead you to wars.
Devil's advocate, he is saying that he was involved in the India-Pakistan ceasefire.
Really? But he takes credit for everything that goes well.
No.
And if it doesn't go well, he blames it on Biden.
Putin and Zelensky are going to meet apparently in person. I mean, there are efforts towards peace.
Well, you know what? I wish him
God
the
bless.
best.
Yeah.
I hope it works. If
All
that's what he gets done, if he can get peace in the world, then good.
Yes.
I'm the first one to congratulate him.
Going back to the Mormon wives, they talked about Mormon and Utah culture and being a part of it. And you're very.
What do you think Mitt Romney thinks about soft swinging?
I don't think Mitt Romney's a soft swinger.
I don't think he liked the show.
I wouldn't think so. No. But everyone else does. It's a huge hit. You're encouraging this culture to get married young, 19, 20 years old. But they said it ends in a lot of divorces. You got married very young.
22.
Did you feel pressure to do that, or did it just feel like a normal thing to do?
Well,
at that time?
one of the ways to avoid the draft and going to Vietnam was to be married. So I think that factored into it in his decision. My decision, so he wanted to get out of a war. I wanted to get out of my parents' house.
Right.
And I think that's a true story because I don't think that whether you're in love or not in love has that much to do with it. It's the question is, are you going to get married What is the reason you're doing it at that point? And that was why I did it. I said to my parents one time when we had a big family gathering, my Uncle Joe was there, I want to move in with my girlfriends when I graduate college. What are you going to do when your girlfriend's a house, said my Uncle Joe, that you can't, this is my Uncle Joe who carried pictures of Mussolini in his wallet. What are you going to do when a girlfriend's a house that you can't do when your parents' a house? I say, how about we take the plastic seat covers off the couch? That's number one chore. So they didn't look fondly upon my moving out. So the only way I could do it was to get married.
Did you ever have a roommate that was a woman? Did you ever live with anybody besides your husband?
No, I never had a roommate.
Oh, that's nice. I don't think you'd do well with a roommate, really.
If I was alone now, God forbid he dumped me or he died before me or something, I would like a gay roommate.
Okay.
Because they're fun to have around.
Yeah. And they're fans of Behind the Podcast, which is nice.
And if they see me naked, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Preferably they have legally blind issues.
A gay man can see you naked and not be in your will.
A gay man is not. I'm not talking about gay men.
I'm just asking.
Because they don't care what I look like. You understand?
I understand.
A straight guy, is she a 5? Is she a 3? Is she a 10? Pain in the ass.
All right. I saw a recent survey that said out of more than 2,000 18 to 29-year-olds surveyed, only about half said it was important to have kids. Why do you think that is no longer as important for people? You know, we talk about this, the Republicans talk about this a lot.
To have children.
Yeah.
That's why they want to offer girls $5,000 to have babies. Various reasons. Number one, the world is not very safe to bring a child into the world with global changes.
Global warming. Yeah, I think
it's not just warming. It's
climate change.
It's climate change.
I think the economy's got to be a big part of it too, because it's very expensive to have children.
Thousands and thousands of dollars. $5,000 doesn't even pay for a year's worth of groceries anymore. So what are you supposed to do? You have no health care. You have to pay the rent, which are exorbitant. You have to also get a job. Who's going to take care of the kids if 2 people are working? It's very difficult to have children. It was when I had mine also.
Right.
We had no money, zero.
Did you ever consider not having children, or was it always something you wanted to do?
Always wanted at least one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my husband was working, and I was home with the kid. I stayed home. And then I would when she got a little older, I would do part-time work teaching and like that. But it was very, very difficult. We had nothing. Yeah. My family had no money. No one had money.
You didn't really have money until you became famous, right?
The first time I actually started making real money was when I had a radio show on WABC. And things started to come back to me at that point. Stand-up comedy was hard. I'd go on a road to Jersey, get lost on the Jersey Turnpike. No GPS, no Waze.
Right.
I'd be going in the wrong direction. So that when I get there, it would be like $100 to be humiliated in front of 3 drunks. That's my story.
Do you remember the first thing you bought when you had real money? When you had like something for yourself?
An apartment.
Oh, that's pretty great.
That's right.
Yeah.
The radio. When I was on the radio, I bought an apartment.
All right. Before we go, we have a question from Ben in the UK. There you go. He can come see your show. Yeah.
Hey, Ben.
Big Ben.
We're coming to London and Edinburgh also, I think.
There we go.
Yeah.
As Joy's biggest UK fan and knowing how much she loves British television,
I do.
Please, can you give us your favorite British shows of all time?
Oh, boy.
Hold on. There's a little more. P.S. Brian, I'm also your number 1 UK fan. Keep up the good work. Love the podcast.
Thank you. That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's so many that I saw. I used to watch Masterpiece Theater back in the 70s. But I would recommend Foyle's War.
Okay.
Which is a great show with Michael Kitchen. What did I watch yesterday? I watched something. Anything that Jane Austen did. Any of those shows. I mean, I can't think of this off
What
the
about
top
like a
of my
Faulty
head.
Towers and stuff like that?
No.
You don't like comedies generally?
No. British humor is specific, and it's not my cup of tea. Right. I like more mystery and history.
I enjoy all the Ricky Gervais stuff, the more recent.
Gervais is funny. He's very funny. You know what the thing with Gervais is? He takes real risks when he gets up there.
He does.
I mean, he gets in front of the Golden Globe audience, which is filled with actors, and he's merciless towards them. And they kind of like it, but they don't really, I don't think.
I think you're right.
But it's
the
like
audience likes it more.
It's must-see television.
Yeah.
He says that they have no business but doing and talking about politics because they're working for companies that are exploiting people. You have no idea what he goes on. Do you ever see it?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Yeah, but I was never like a Monty Python fan.
No?
No, too silly.
Knights Who Say Knee, nothing for you?
It's too silly. I don't like it.
Yeah, you're not a silly sense of humor person.
Comedies to me, and I write comedies.
Right.
But, I noticed that when real good comedies, you're not laughing every second.
Right. You like subtle, smart humor instead
I
of...
like it smart, but I also like Mel Brooks.
Yeah, but what about like Airplane or one of those movies?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Leslie Nielsen, he's funny.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, before we go, we had a big announcement the other day. We're going live again.
We're going live.
We're going live.
Let's go live. Bill
O'Reilly's
We're
greatest
going
moment.
live.
It's greatest moment.
So what are we doing?
We're doing a live Q&A podcast again with the hosts.
When is that?
That's going to be June 3rd. You're there. It's here in Disney headquarters. It's the
I'm
second.
checking to see if I'm busy that
It's
day.
the second anniversary Behind the Table Extravaganza Gala. It's going to be
June 3rd.
fantastic. It's being sponsored by Blue Nile.
What time is that?
7:00. You're going to be there. We've already cleared this with your people. It's very exciting. And
I have something else I have to do that day.
it's going to be great. You're going to be here. They're going to love it. Everyone's coming. And tickets are already almost claimed as soon as we did this on Friday. But I wanted to leave a space for our Behind the Table listeners. So if you're a Behind the Table listener and you want to come see us in person, you can check our episode description on the podcast for a special link and a special code just for you to make sure that you have prime seating. I want the Bride guys there. They got to be there.
Yeah.
You know, we need my people.
Okay.
So it's fantastic.
What about the Joy Boys?
The Joy Boys will always be there. They circle you at all times.
I better change something I was holding that day.
June 3rd in this building. It's going to be fantastic.
At night.
At night.
Oh, can I call in sick the next day?
No, you cannot. All right. On that note.
I can't work day and night.
I understand. It'll be fine.
Why do you have to make it so late? Why don't you make it at like 4 in the afternoon?
Because people have jobs. They want to come see us, so we're going to do it at night. You know, it's a night out.
Where is it? In the theater?
It's in the theater they have upstairs here.
I never saw that place.
You're going to love it. We're going to be up on the stage. You're going to hold court. You're going to be funny.
All right.
We're going to talk about this crazy season we've had and all
Are
the
you
stuff.
hosting?
I am hosting. Yeah, it'll be terrific.
All right.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. Tomorrow, I'll be back with Sarah and Jamila Jamil, special guest. She's on the show tomorrow. She's going to do the podcast with us and Sarah, so that'll be fun.
So nice.
All right. We'll see you then.